Felix and Winston here. Could SoFi be the greatest hidden gem out there? Well, I'm going to walk you through the following. The debt ceiling, big, enormous impact on SoFi. Profitability when it's coming. Anthony Noto, the CEO's really rather bold forecast on what that means for the stock price, how to actually trade it, and I'm at the end of this video giving away $150,000 of financial education. So stick around to the end. I think it might just be worth it. Winston seems to find himself rather comfortable here. We are on top of Monaco, if you recognize that view. So what's going on here? Well, the student loan pause seems to be a done deal. Republicans were previously trying to get this administration to drop the whole loan forgiveness thing, which costs the government $5 billion a month, but they haven't quite managed that. But the agreement, and this is the quote, codifies into law the Biden's plan to end the ongoing freeze of monthly student loan payments, and that'll be at the end of the summer in September. Student loan payments are back. That sucks if you have a student loan, but it's wonderful if you're a SoFi shareholder, because this was a student loan business and they haven't had any student loan generation whatsoever because of what this administration has done to SoFi. But it gets more exciting. Now, why am I making this video? Because Winston asked me to? No. I used to be a terrible investor, and then I was lucky. I became an investment banker, and it allowed me to, well, sit on top of Monaco and enjoy myself, and I want to spread that. That was my plan. When I quit investment banking, I was like, let's share this. It's an incredibly unfair system, really, and we want to level the playing field. So that's why we do it, and that's also why we're hosting a free live webinar on Wednesday, where I'm going to teach you my entire strategy, but I'm also going to show you how I apply it through live trading. Literally, we'll be doing it live. So go to felixfriends.org/webinar and sign up for it. We've still got about 150 spots available out of the 1,000 we put up there. So, right, let's get on to Anthony Noto's plan. Winston seems pretty chilled by the whole thing. What he's saying is that within a few years, he says, we are looking at the next couple of years, we're looking at 20 million plus members, 40 million plus products, and SoFi will be a top 10 US financial institution. Now, if you just look at the banks, the 10th largest bank at the moment in the US is a company called Regions Financial Corp. Never heard of it, but they're worth about 20 billion, and that's obviously battered through the whole regional banking crisis and so on. So let's say, a top 10 bank in 2 years or 3 years will be worth 25 billion. The current market cap of SoFi is 5 billion. So that's pretty easy maths, right? That's a 5x in 2 to 3 years, according to Anthony Noto. Now, does that mean more is possible? Yeah, I would say in 5 to 10 years. A 10x or an 11x would certainly be feasible if you look at the maths of how they're growing and how they're accumulating deposits. Now, there is a little more to this, and that is that Anthony Noto has also promised profitability in Q4, which is a big deal because it takes the stock out of the what the heck zone. And look at a lot of stocks that have just turned profitable, and what happens to them, it's typically a pretty good shot in the arm for that stock. In addition, the CEO keeps buying. Anthony Noto put about $1 million of his own money into the stock so far this month, just this month of May. So that's pretty good, right? Now, I'm going to show you a little trade idea that I came up with. And of course, this isn't financial advice. I'm not saying you should go now run out this trade. But essentially, well, yeah, long-term holding is typically a good thing to do with growth stocks. But if you're a little bit more impatient like me, there is also something else you could do. You could set up something that's called a bull put. That's an options trade, and I'll pop it on the screen here and I'll link it down below as well so you can see what it is, and then I'm going to explain to you how you can get your hands on our free giveaway. So it would be a $4.50, $5 bull put that expires on 7th of July, and that means the stock could fall to $4.88. So you could be wrong and still break even. If it stays above $5, so it could still fall all the way to $5, you're making a 33% return. And that's why I love these trades, because they have a high probability. I can be wrong on direction. So the trade has a 69% probability, but the data doesn't take into account what we now know on the student loan story, which I think is a big shot on the arm. So I would actually wager it's probably a little bit more than the 69% that the statistics tell us. But anyway, I look at it down below. Like, don't chuck your money at something you don't fully understand. But you have to really understand options, and that's also why we're doing the free webinar on Wednesday. So felixfriends.com/webinar. But now to the giveaway. So basically, Winston back there and me are celebrating 45,000 subscribers. A huge thank you to all of you. We're reaching more people, helping more people get out of financial trouble and into financial well-being, which is the whole point here. So we have a flagship program called the Financial Freedom Program. It teaches you how to become a great stock investor, how to really understand the market, how to value companies, how to read financial statements, all that good stuff that really is such essential stuff that everybody should be taught at school. That's normally a $1,500 course. Now we're giving it away for 99% less. We're literally charging you just 1% for that. So it's $15. It's a pretty low risk offer. You also get access to an amazing community and much more. So all you got to do to get a proper understanding of the market here is go to felixfriends.org/stocks. I'll link it down below as well, and use the coupon code 99PC as a 99%. And that's it. That's me and Winston done. Let me know what you make of this SoFi, whether you are feeling more bullish on this or not. Put a comment down below. And do you want to see a bit of the view? It is a beautiful, look at that. That's architecture for you, hey? That kind of stuff hasn't been built for about 100 years. And we'll show you a little bit more of the view here as well. So I love this kind of stuff. If I could, I'd be living here in Victorian times. Look at that, those palm trees, the bay. All the boats down there are sailing away because the Grand Prix is just finished. That monstrosity back there is 1960s architecture for you. It should have been blown up, I think. But so yeah, you can see back there Cap Martin as well. It's a really lovely evening. So Winston and I say thank you very much for tuning in. Smash the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you get your hands on both the webinar and of course the 99% off course. Thanks for tuning in. Learn how to boost your portfolio and your career with the biggest generational shift in like 100 years, AI. Watch this next video. It's the most important one I've ever recorded.